Hey guys, it's Shelby. Welcome back to my channel. Please excuse my new filming location. Where I usually film, there is some mowers outside the door, so it's a little bit loud over there, so I hope this is okay. But today I wanted to bring you guys a video on my top 5 tips on how to stay productive as a stay-at-home mom. For those of you who don't know, I actually used to teach full-time as a kindergarten teacher, and I decided after I had my daughter that I would stay home. Being a stay-at-home mom is 10 times harder than I ever imagined it to be. So I give all of you stay-at-home mom props who have done it for years and years. These are just some tips that I have learned over the past year or two, and I hope that they help you. So if you're interested in seeing what they are, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I have to say that these tips that I have learned have definitely been learned over a long span of time. To be quite honest with you, when I first started staying at home with my daughter, it was incredibly hard for me. It wasn't just incredibly hard in terms of the transition, but I had a really hard time mentally because I was so used to working, and so just that drastic transition from being in the workplace to being at home, it was really hard for me. So I really feel like the tips that I have for you today, they're really going to help you. So the first tip I have for you is to prepare for the day ahead the night before. And what I mean by that is make sure that your morning is going to be as easy as possible for you. I know my household is not any different than you guys. In the morning, especially now that my son's back at school, it is crazy. And so really taking that time the night before to make sure that his lunch is packed, to make sure that his clothes are laid out, to make sure that my daughter has stuff that's already ready to go. It just makes the morning so much less crazy, and it really helps all of us out, and it makes for a good morning. My son's also in soccer, so if he has soccer that day, I even go as far as making sure that his soccer equipment is ready, and I'll put it in the car just so that I have things checked off, and from the minute that I wake up, I'm feeling productive about the day. So that is my first tip for you. My second tip for you would be to clean a little bit all day long. And I know that if you are a new mom watching this, you're probably like rolling your eyes at me like, there's no way, Shelby, that I can pick up throughout the day. I have this newborn that's like the last thing that I want to do or the last thing that I have time to do, and I completely understand. But now that my daughter is a little bit older, I found that it has really helped me out to make sure that I'm cleaning up just a little bit throughout the day. Even if I am cleaning up the exact same toy at least 100 times, it still makes me feel a little bit better to make sure that I'm cleaning up just a little bit throughout the day. And it's nothing crazy. I don't make sure that I, deep clean anything. I just try to pick up a little bit throughout the day. And I feel like if I have a clean space, that I operate better and I am overall a lot happier. For me, I kind of have a little rule. If I enter into a room, I try to make sure that before I leave that room, I take something back with me. And just doing that throughout the day, I've done it for so long that it's become a habit, and I really feel like it's helped me a lot. My third one is for you to listen to a podcast. And the idea of podcasts are relatively new to me, but I have found them to be very helpful in terms of your mental state. Being a stay-at-home mom, can be a little bit isolating sometimes, and I know that at times it can also be a little bit lonely. And so sometimes it's really nice to just hear somebody else talk, or to find somebody that you find inspiring or motivating. If you're having a really hard day or you're having a bad day, turn on a podcast, and it's a really good way to get your day turned around. Not only that, but I really try to listen to a podcast within the first couple of hours of me waking up. And I feel like that just gives me a little bit of a boost. It really helps me to just get in the right mindset, and it helps me to be a little bit more appreciative. And I start my day off a little bit more positive than I would have if maybe I wouldn't have listened to the podcast. So I would definitely recommend, if you are not familiar or you're not listening to a podcast, to listen to one. One of the favorite ladies that I listen to, her name is Shalene, and it's called The Shalene Show. And she is like power boss. Like, she is all about women and how to be successful and how to live your best life. And that really does help, especially when you're having a long day, or just to get your day started off right. So definitely listen to a podcast. With a podcast is to get out and get moving. And this is something that I have done for a while, but I have to say, whenever my daughter was a newborn, it was the last thing I wanted to do along with cleaning. But I really try to make an effort to exercise every day, whether that means going outside for a run or going outside for a walk. Lately, it's just been us going on a couple walks each day, and I feel like it's really helped us to get outside of my nest and to get some sunshine, get our blood flowing, just anything to get outside of the house. So go to a nearby park. We live in a neighborhood, so it's really easy for us to just take a walk. If you don't want to do that, go to a local gym. Just anything to get you outside of the house. Go to Target. I love Target. You don't have to exercise. Just make an effort each day to get out. Would be for you to take some time for yourself. And that could be in the morning, that could be in the afternoon, that could be at night. Whatever that looks like for you, make it a priority for you to take some time for yourself. For me, I know it annoys my husband and probably my kids as well, but that's baths for me. I could take hour-long baths. I really enjoy my baths, sometimes with a glass of wine. I really enjoy that. But for some of you, it could be in the morning, just taking that time to maybe meditate or take that time to have like a devotion, or even in the afternoon when your little one is napping, do some yoga, do something for you. And I promise you, if you take the time to make yourself a priority, you will be a much better mama and a much better wife. So do not neglect you. You matter. Make sure that you take care of yourself along with your family. Final tip for you would be to find a book that you like and to commit to reading it. And I know that might sound really silly, but reading is actually become a nighttime ritual for myself and for my husband the past maybe month or so. We have found just a book that we like, and we make it a priority to read it before we go to bed at nighttime. I feel like it not only just helps me unwind, but it helps me to kind of use that time to get everything from the day off of my mind. The books that I'm currently reading, or that I have read in the past couple of months, are anything from the Joyce Meyer series. I really enjoy her. I feel like I've got a lot from her books, and I would definitely recommend any of them to you guys. I've probably read four of her self-help books. One that I'm currently reading is a New York bestseller, and you probably have all heard of it before, but it's Girl Wash Your Face. It is a great read, and it really puts things into perspective in terms of being a woman. And I feel like if you've had just that bad mommy day to where you can't take one more thing, if you just pick up that book and you read it, I feel like it is the best way to just push the refresh button. Like, you just feel so much better, and it's just a really good way to just kind of forget about the worries about the day and just get back in that grateful space by listening to other people's stories and knowing that you're not alone in this journey. If you enjoyed the tips that I brought for you today, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I have only been a stay-at-home mom for a short amount of time, so if you are a stay-at-home mom and you've been doing it for a while, or you have any tips and tricks, please leave it down for us below. We would love to hear any more tips that can help us out. And I will see you guys in the next video.